Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, what up? I have another makeup of the day video for you guys, and we have a lot to discuss in this video. Okay, we literally have so much to discuss because I just have a lot of great things to talk about, things that I've really been enjoying, things that are fun for me, things that I've just gotten into. Like, it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. And y'all are kind of going to be getting two makeup of the days in one video because I'm definitely going to talk to you guys about a makeup look that I was wearing like all week to work. I'm going to insert like a little video right here as I talk about it, because you guys remember from my last makeup of the day video where I said I wanted to use my McGrath palettes more and incorporate them more into everyday looks, work looks, glam looks on the weekend and everything like that. Like, I really just wanted to get more use out of them. So I did that for a week. And y'all, I am obsessed with this one look in particular. It is so bomb to me. It's literally my favorite work look that I've done using her palettes, because I think this one is the most natural and the most flattering for me. So it was done using her Bronze Seduction palette, and this is what this looks like. If you guys are not familiar with this palette, it's pretty much just a really nice bronze type of palette, but it has the inclusion of these really pretty red and green tinted shades. So it has red and green glitters, shimmers, sparkle, iridescence. Like, this shade right here shows up as a really pretty, like almost greenish gold color. You guys can see this one shifts. It has like a reddish tint to it, but it's still very green. This one is a pink, but it has like hints of red in it. This one is a fiery red. But y'all, like, that's the overall color story of the palette. It's very like greeny, reddy bronze, if that makes any sense. So the look that I did using this palette was just with like a neutral color in my crease, and then I went in with the shade bronze on my lid. And y'all, this looks like a regular everyday bronze type of color, but I promise y'all it's so much more than that. Because of the inclusion of like those red green hints, that bronze color also has those reddish green hints in it. Like, it's a very like soft shimmer. Like, it's very soft, so it's not like super glittery. It's not a heavy glitter finish, but y'all, the shimmer and the sparkle inside of that bronze color, it reflects red and almost green. So it's so stunning. You would literally have to have this palette in your possession to see that like reddish green gold kind of shift that it has. It is so pretty, and it's not like a heavy shift. It's not a duochrome necessarily. It's not that at all, but it's just like the hints. I will insert a swatch from Talia because I actually really noticed it in her swatches of this eyeshadow. So I'll insert pictures of her swatches right here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It definitely has those red and green hints. So I like to put that all over my lid, and then I go over the top of it with this shade right here, which you guys can see is kind of like a taupey muted bronze color. It's kind of cool toned looking, but it has so much shimmer and so much sparkle in it. It's almost like a glittery finish, but you know, it's micro fine reflex. So I usually put that on top of the bronze shade, and it gives me the prettiest look. Once again, I'll insert a video right here so you guys can see it. That look is so bomb for every day for work, especially because y'all know I can't wear crazy eye makeup looks or crazy colors or anything like that to work, being active duty military. This look right here is everything, and I've definitely gotten compliments on this look. I usually wear my glasses all the time at work, but people could really see the colors from this palette in that look, and they love it. So that look is so bomb to me, and I gotta stop myself from wearing it, because if I don't, I'm gonna keep wearing that one and not rotate through all of my other palettes that I have. But I love that look so much. So yes, y'all, I've definitely been still wearing my McGrath palettes like I said in my last video, but let's actually get into today's makeup of the day because I am loving it. And let me tell y'all something, okay? Why was I never a MAC fanatic? Why was I never into MAC? I'm gonna tell y'all why. I know that back when I first started like really getting into makeup, really buying makeup, filming YouTube videos and stuff like that, I was not into MAC because I thought it was very expensive, very overpriced. Same with a lot of brands from Sephora. I would buy things from Sephora here and there, and I would buy other brands that were considered like higher end, but it would be like few and far in between, because I really felt like those items were overpriced because we had brands like Colourpop, you know. Just I didn't feel the need to splurge so much money on these products. And I'll give you guys an example. So the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish that so many people love, there was a product already on the market. Well, I'm not sure if this came before the MAC one or not. I'm pretty sure it didn't, but this product is pretty much the same thing. This is the Sephora Micro Smooth Baked Face Compact in Deep. This is the exact same thing as the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. Like, it gives the same effect. It's a soft looking powder on the skin, and it doesn't make you look super matte and flat, but because it's a baked product, it gives you almost like a natural finish to your skin, so your skin doesn't look so flat and powdery. Like, this is the exact same thing as the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, so it was like, why would I pay $40 for the MAC one and this one is $20? So, you know, like, it was just, I never really bought MAC products. But let me say something. I'm kind of becoming a MAC fiend right now. It all started, you guys know, from my last makeup of the day video where I spoke about my obsession with MAC Fix Plus now, because I finally learned how to use it. So it all started with this little guy right here, and look, y'all, it's pretty much almost gone. So it started with this, and then I kind of graduated to other products from MAC, okay? I've had blushes from them. You know, I've had things here and there from them, but it's like now I want a full face of MAC. I literally want a full face. So over the holiday weekend, Labor Day weekend, I went to a MAC store. And y'all, I spent a pretty penny in that store. I bought some things, okay? But one of the things that I was super excited about, and I'm wearing it today, obviously. One of the things that I was super excited about was making my own custom palette, because I had never really made a custom palette from MAC. I had purchased eyeshadows from them, but I never really like put a full palette together. When I purchased eyeshadows, I purchased like my basic shades from them that I could use in my crease. So I purchased, it was Soft Brown, Saddle, Foley, and Swiss Chocolate. Those were the 4 eyeshadows that I bought from MAC, and those were the only eyeshadows that I really had from them. And then I bought Uninterrupted in like a big pro size pen, you know. So I started dabbling into their eyeshadows, but I never really had a full-on palette. And I remember putting those 4 eyeshadows, those 4 brown eyeshadows that I bought from them, into this little e.l.f. quad, because do y'all remember back when this little quad was out, like the MAC eyeshadows fit into here? So I still have this quad. It's very, very old, very, sorry if I'm blinding y'all, but it's very, very used. And yeah, I still have my MAC eyeshadows in here, but I did switch out 2 of them. So this was where Saddle and Swiss, no, was it Swiss Chocolate? No, this is where Saddle and Foley was. So this is Soft Brown, this is Swiss Chocolate, this is Natural Wilderness, and this is Espresso. These 2 are new shades that I actually picked up while I was on vacation when I went to the MAC store. So I ended up switching out Saddle and Foley because I felt like they would better go into the palette that I made myself, my custom palette. So you guys, are y'all ready to see my custom MAC eyeshadow palette? Are y'all ready to see it? Because it's fire, if I do say so myself. I am loving it. I am obsessed with it. And this is what my palette looks like. Y'all, this is me in a palette. This is me in a palette. Let me lift the cover up. This palette to me is so stunning, and even the girl at the MAC store who put this palette together for me, she was like, this palette is beautiful. It's definitely giving soft glam, fall, holiday. Like, it's literally giving all of that, you guys. And I just got this palette last weekend, and it's already like filthy because I've been digging into this, I've been using it, I've been loving on it, and I'm obsessed with it. So I am actually going to hold off on this because let's get into the makeup of the day, because I've been talking for a minute now and I haven't even gotten into the makeup of the day. Okay, so I use colors from my custom palette, and then I also use one of my Colourpop singles, and then another single from MAC for today's eye look. This eye look was inspired by like graffiti and also my shirt. So if you guys can see my Star Wars shirt, my eye look was definitely inspired by this shirt. So this is definitely giving very much graffiti, very much giving, I don't know, like this very inky type of look on my eyes. I am loving it. I am obsessed. So the first thing I did was I went in with one of my Colourpop single eyeshadows. This one is in the shade Koi. I love this shadow so much. As you guys can see, it's like a really yellowy type of eyeshadow shade. Like it has a really yellow, like a strong yellow undertone to it, and I love this because on my eye it kind of shows up like a yellowy orange color. It's very, very pretty. As you guys can see, I have pan in it because that's one of the shades that I love so much from Colourpop. So I put that into my crease, and then I went into my MAC palette and I used this shade right here, this matte shade, which is called Uninterrupted. I have 2 pans of Uninterrupted now, and I didn't realize that this was the eyeshadow that I needed for my crease. Like this is an amazing crease transition color for me. So yeah, I went in with Uninterrupted, and then I put Sketch in my outer corner to kind of just give a little bit of depth. And then I used a single shadow from MAC. This is a Frost, and this is in the shade Too Good. This is what it looks like. It's very beautiful. It's a duochrome shadow. It shifts from orange to gold to pink, and it's a very flaky shadow. I don't know if you guys can see the actual shadow all around the pan because it is very, very flaky. It's very, very chunky. It's definitely that type of texture that I love because it gives like a glittery shine to the eyes. So this is right up my alley, and you can actually get this shadow in a pro pan like this to put inside of a palette. I just bought mine single from Ulta before I even made this palette. So yeah, that's what I have on my lids. And then over the top of that, I have this shade right here, which is If It Ain't Baroque. And if I'm not mistaken, If It Ain't Baroque is a Frost shadow as well. I'm not sure. You guys will have to look up the finishes of these eyeshadows. But that is everything that I have on my eyes, and I am obsessed with this eye look. Seriously. So I zoomed you guys in so y'all can get like a real feel for what my eye look is looking like. It is so like shimmery, it's glittery, it's sparkly, and like I said, it kind of looks like ink on my eyelids. It looks like graffiti. It's just so pretty, like seriously. And I did get compliments today when I went out with this eye look on. But let me show you guys the colors that's in my MAC palette. Okay, so oh yeah, and I forgot to tell you guys, I did highlight my brow bone with rice paper, which I love this shadow to highlight my brow bone now. Like I'm obsessed. It's going to be my new brow bone highlight every time I use my eyeshadows. And I used a fluffy blending brush to put it on my brow bone instead of using like something really precise. I think it looks so much better when you kind of like blend it into the skin, especially because this is kind of like a really frosty shade on my skin tone. So you guys can kind of see like it's pretty frosty on my skin tone, so buffing it in with a blending brush is like so much better. And let me swatch it for you guys so y'all can see. I don't know what finish this is, but that's what it actually looks like. So I'm thinking that it's a satin. It's kind of frosty, so I think it's a satin. But yeah, so we have rice paper, we have If It Ain't Baroque, Jingle Ball Bronze, Uninterrupted, Honey Lust, Wet Clout, Saddle, Foley, Expensive Pink, Nude Model, Emerald Cut, Left on Red, Mulch, That's Showbiz, and then Sketch. So those are the shadows that is in my palette. Then for lashes, I'm definitely wearing what has been my fave pair of lashes since I've discovered them. These are the Kiss Sister Nature lashes in the style Sage. I love these because they give that lash extension look, and then they're also thicker going out towards the end, so they kind of give like that swoop to make your eyes look more almond. I have very round eyes, so they really make my eyes look more almond, and I love that. So again, this is the style right here. It's in Sage. You can check to see if your Ulta actually carries this style of lashes. Unfortunately, my Ulta does not. So when I order these, I order them in a 3-pack so that I'll have them for a little bit because I love those lashes. Now for my actual complexion, I did another bomb primer combo because y'all know how I feel about my primer. Since my skin is oily, I gotta have like a bulletproof primer combination. I have to. I love that. I love for my makeup to stay on my face because I do live somewhere where it's really hot. So this is the e.l.f. Mint Melt Jelly Pop Primer. I talked about this in my last video. This is so good as a gripping primer. And then on top of it, I use my Ulta Beauty Mattifying Face Primer. This is a primer that I haven't talked about on my channel in a long time, but this is still a favorite of mine. It does have that silicone-y type of texture, but this also has salicylic acid in it. So if you have oily skin, this primer is going to be your best friend because salicylic acid, you guys know, it protects your pores. It helps to keep your pores clear. It helps to keep your skin from getting super oily. It helps to keep your pores from getting clogged. Salicylic acid is everything and then some. So I love the fact that it's in a primer, and these two right here will ensure that my makeup is not going anywhere. It doesn't look super heavily greasy or anything like that. It looks skin-like, okay? So after priming my face, of course, I went in with MAC Fix Plus, and then I put my foundation on, and today I used my Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation, and I applied this with a brush. Now, I don't really have like my full thoughts on the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation. I know that this is a good foundation. It's long wearing. It kind of helps me to look less oily throughout the day because it is a more matte foundation. So I do know all of that, but I don't know if this would be one of my top favorite foundations in my collection. Like, I don't know, because I haven't worn this enough to know that. So I really want to take like 2 weeks to wear this foundation, maybe every other day, because I still have my Project Pan going on. So I want to wear this foundation like every other day to really get my thoughts on it and really put it to the test, wear it to work, wear it out and about and things like that, so that I could form like a full opinion on it. This is in the shade 6W1 Sandalwood. For cream bronzer today, I used my ABH cream bronzer in the shade Hazelnut. I really enjoy this cream bronzer. It blends out effortlessly. I applied it with a brush. I like to just go straight in with the brush into the product and then onto my face and then blend it like that. Take my foundation brush and go over it, and it just looks amazing. I love this cream bronzer. I really want to get the NARS cream bronzer, but I'm just like, for what? You still have this whole tub of cream bronzer left, and then you still have other cream bronzers in your collection. Relax. Oh, by the way, you guys, I forgot to tell you all, for my eyeshadow primer, I know that a lot of people probably don't care about this, but I did use my Juvia's Place Eye Prep Eye Prime eye primer in the shade number 2, and I've talked about this primer on my channel before. But if you are the type of person that you really like to use concealer to start off with your eyeshadow, like if you just use whatever concealer that you use on your face, I think you would really love the Juvia's Place eyeshadow primer, because this mimics a concealer. It has a concealer like texture, consistency. Like, it's very liquidy, creamy. When you blend it out, like, it goes everywhere like a concealer would, but it sets down very nicely. I still set mine with translucent powder, but it sets down really nicely. So, and then they have 3 shades of this. So they have like a really light one, this one, which is more of like a beige type of color, and then they have a darker one. I think that if you're a person that uses concealer for their eyeshadow base, you should try this one out. Okay, so for my concealer today, I did a combination, a little cocktail mixture of concealer with my Morphe concealer. So this is the Morphe 2 Hide and Peak concealer in Peak of Tawny, and then this is the Morphe Filter Effect concealer in Rich 26 Cool. First of all, the Morphe concealers are some of the best at the drugstore. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I love their concealers. Their original Fluidity concealer that matched their Fluidity foundation, that concealer was like one of my holy grail all-time favorite concealers, because when I would put it on and when I would blend it out, it would set so quickly. It would almost look as if I had powdered it before I even went in with powder. And I remember when I did my first impressions on my channel, I showed that on camera, and I was like, this concealer looks powdered and I haven't even did anything but blended it out. It was full coverage. It was flawless. It was so perfect. I think that concealer didn't crease on me either. And if it did, it didn't crease much. But it was so amazing, and they discontinued it when they discontinued the foundation, which is so sad. But they ended up coming out with these 2 concealers, which are not as good, definitely not as good as that one, but these are great as well. So like I said, the Morphe 2 and then the Filter Effect, that is what I used on my under eyes and on my face today to give me my highlight and my sculpted look. And I do really like the combination together. It's just not the original Morphe Fluidity concealer, okay? And then to set my concealed areas, my highlighted areas, I did use my Laura Mercier translucent honey powder, but I tried a new method. I tried setting it with one of these velour puffs. The one I use is dirty, obviously, and it's still on my vanity, but I literally just folded the puff like this, and then I took some of the powder and I proceeded to bake my under eyes and around my face. And I think it gave a very smooth, very soft filtered effect. I think it definitely is different than setting your face with a brush or with a sponge. I don't know what it is. By the way, these are the velour satin puffs from Ulta. I don't think these are reusable though, so I did buy a reusable one from Sephora. But yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know why this makes your face look so much more smooth, but it does. So I'm definitely going to be using this method to set my face and bake and put powder under my eyes because it's very, very nice. Okay, very, very nice. And then y'all already know I set my face with my Sephora Micro Smooth Baked Face Powder, and I have the shade Deep. This is everything. I've gone through a couple of these and I will continue to repurchase it. You guys can see that mine is like no longer really domed. Like maybe this part right here in the front is still pretty domed, but everything else is kind of flat because I use this all the time. And I love it. It's a holy grail staple product. Like it really is. To set the perimeter of my face and my bronze area, I did use this. This is newer to me. I actually got this during the Sephora VIB sale in the spring. And I'm just now really, really using it and putting it to the test. I know, very sad. This is the Dior Backstage Face and Body Powder No Powder. Now, I wish they had this in the shade 5N because I think 5N is a better color for me to set my entire face. 6N is a bit dark, okay? Which is why I only used it for the perimeter of my face. You guys can kind of see, like, she's a little dark, okay? Especially for what I like my face to look like. She's a little bit dark. So I just used it on my bronze areas, on my chin, forehead, you know, just around the perimeter of my face. And I think it is so nice. This powder is so silky. It's almost like a satin finish powder. That's what it looks like because when you're looking at it, you can kind of see the shine coming off of the powder. It's so nice, very finely milled, very thin in consistency, very, very nice. So if I were to be able to find a shade that fits my actual face, I think I would love this. I think I would love it. For my actual bronzer today, listen, this right here, this is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Bronzer Soft Matte Finish Waterproof. Y'all, this bronzer right here is pigmented as hell. I can damn near use this as a contour because she is dark, she is deep, she is heavy, okay? But I like it though, and I have mine in the shade 500 Dark. This is very, very nice, but every time I use this bronzer, I always make sure to go in with something a little bit more warm first, and then, like I said, I kind of use this as a chiseling out product. You know what I'm saying? It's still a bronzer, but I use it as more of like a chiseling out product because this thing is dark, but I really, really like this. Like L'Oreal has been doing their thing with their complexion products. I ain't gonna even lie because I love this bronzer. I love their Fresh Wear powder. I love their Fresh Wear foundation, the concealer, fire. It's all fire. And then for my blush, I use the Oldie But a Goodie. I used to use these blushes all the time. What was it, like 2020? 2020 I used to use these blushes. 2020, 2021 I think. I used to use these blushes all the time. This is the NYX Sweet Cheeks Matte Creamy Powder Blush, and I have mine in the shade Summer Breeze. I have like 5 of these blushes and I absolutely love them. They are pigmented, they are soft, they almost feel like a cream, like the name implies, like creamy powder blush, because it's just so silky and smooth, and that is the color that you guys see on my cheeks right now. It is so pretty, such an effortless type of look. Like I really like this color because it gives me that effortless type of look, and it doesn't clash with, you know, my eye makeup or my lip makeup or anything like that. It doesn't clash. So this is a staple go-to color and I really, really like it. And then for my highlighter, I pulled out my little Z palette, which houses my Colourpop face products and then some random eyeshadows from Colourpop that I haven't used. So I have 2 blushes in here, a highlight and then a bronzer. I really, really, really need to get more use out of these products because I don't use them at all. I remember I created a custom palette, one with my bronzer and blush and then one with a blush and highlight, and I never really used them, and that's sad. That's ridiculously sad. But I went in today with this highlighter right here, and this one is in the shade First Prize, and this is just kind of like a deeper golden champagne color. Like this is perfect for darker skin tones because it's not icy, it's not white, you know what I'm saying? It's like literally a true gold shade, and it gives a really nice glow to the skin. Like it has a really nice light reflecting sheen to it because it's not really shimmery. it's a sheen. So I really do like that highlighter, and I should just use it more. So yeah. Then last but not least, for my lips, you guys, last but not least, by the way, y'all already know I went in with my Fix Plus after I powdered and then after I highlighted as well to give me a nice natural skin like finish. But for my lips, another MAC product, because like I said, I went in there and I lost my mind. Okay, I went in the MAC store and I bought a highlighter, lipsticks, eyeshadows, blush. I just went crazy, and I still want more things. But I used my NYX espresso lip liner, this little nub. This will be gone in no time, before the end of the year. But it's just like a deep brown, chocolatey, dark espresso color, like the color of coffee before you add milk to it. That's what this is. So very pretty, perfect brown girl friendly type of lip liner. Okay, and then I used a MAC lipstick that is new to me, not at all new to the market. I think almost every black girl has had this color in their collection. If they were into MAC, they've had this color in their collection. Okay, like there's no doubt about it. This is an oldie but a goodie. This is MAC's All Fired Up, and this is what I have on my lips right now. So pretty, stunning, bright, bold, womanly, very feminine, pretty lipstick. And oh my god, I love the way the MAC lipsticks smell. They smell so good, like vanilla, very creamy, very soft. And this is a retro matte lipstick. Does not feel drying at all, does not feel like my lips are like cracking. And I reapplied this lipstick twice today, and it does not feel like it's, you know, drying out my lips or anything like that. And I love the color. I love this color. It's like a really, really pinky fuchsia with a little bit of red. Like it almost looks a little red in some lights, because I remember when I picked it up at the actual counter, in the lighting that they had, I was like, this kind of looks like a pinky red, like a really, really pinky red shade. But then you get it on the lips and it's like this fuchsia color. So it is gorgeous. I think it is absolutely stunning. I have 3 MAC lipsticks now in my collection. Well, actually I have more than that, but I mean, like, from when I went on my little hauling spree, I got 3 new MAC lipsticks. So yeah, like, y'all, I'm turning into a MAC fiend. I'm about to buy the Face and Body foundation to use as a mixer for my more heavier matte foundations that I want to have a little bit more of a natural glow to them. So I'm about to buy that. I'm about to buy the Studio Wear 24-hour concealer that comes in the tube with the wand. I'm about to buy that. I'm about to buy their mattifying primer, some more blushes, the Extra Dimension blushes, and their regular powder blushes, some glosses. Definitely I'm about to buy some lip glosses, their brow products. Listen, it's about to be a whole lot of MAC going on, okay? Because I'm just obsessed. I'm obsessed, and I don't know why I never got into the brand like that. But anywho, you guys, that is everything, because I kept y'all here long enough. That is everything that I wanted to talk to you guys about today for my makeup of the day. I am loving it. I am obsessed with this look. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you are new, you should definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button, join the Fragrance and Beauty Army, as well as that bell notification so that you can be notified every single time that I upload a video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.